afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday. Boy, the Wisconsin weather lived up to its the claim today. Wait 5 minutes, the weather will change.
It was a blizzard this morning.
I'm driving to work, you couldn't see.
I know, it's crazy. I know.
And now the sun's out.
And now the snow's gone, degrees. Melted, sun's out. Good stuff.
We'll have the weather in a minute, but first, here's what's making news on this Tuesday. The Democratic race for president takes a big step forward on this Super Tuesday when voters go to the polls in 14 states.
Several are dead after a major tornado rips through the Nashville area.
And employees of a Mexican restaurant on Madison's west side are tied up in the bathroom while the place was robbed.
Let's take a look outside today, depending on what hour this video was shot. Down on the Capitol Square. Kind of a cloudy and cooler day, but look at the snow's all gone off the pavement.
It wasn't much. And the weather words, a little snow for some. Chris Reese is in the backyard. Crazy day today.
Yeah, crazy day indeed. I remember waking up and looking out the window myself and seeing that heavy snow coming down. A lot of that has moved on out of the area, but we're going to be tracking another potential round of snow that moves in overnight tonight. In the meantime, things are relatively quiet out there. Plenty of sunshine, a few cumulus clouds, or as I like to call them, decorator clouds on our horizon. Temperatures are very much about where they were yesterday, but we're a couple degrees warmer. Notice where things are quite a bit warmer towards the south and west. That's where our winds are coming from right now, but with the cloud cover that we had at times today, that really worked to keep a lot of those temperatures at least a little bit cooler. We're at 44 degrees right now. As we look ahead, watch how those temperatures begin to drop. We'll go down into the 30s. We'll see more clouds on the increase, and that leads to that next chance for snow that we're going to be watching tonight into tomorrow. Again, not for everyone, but for some. And we're going to be breaking down who sees snow, how much, and when as we go through the rest of this forecast. In the meantime, traffic right now is not too shabby. This is I-90 or I-3990 at Racine, and things are moving along on the interstates there. We are starting to see your typical slowdowns on the Beltline, especially from about Rimrock over towards John Nolan. We'll continue to watch these slowdowns as we go through the rest of the show. We're keeping an eye downtown and around campus as well. We'll keep you guys up to date on weather and traffic. Join in for weather around 4:30. Traffic will come up at about 4:45.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. First at 4, millions of Americans are casting their ballots in today's Super Tuesday primary contest.
Former Vice President Joe Biden is hoping to capitalize on a new wave of endorsements, but Senator Bernie Sanders says that he is still the best candidate to win the White House. Natalie Brand reports from the Super Tuesday state of Virginia.
Joe Biden is spending Super Tuesday in the state with the most delegates at stake tonight, California. The former vice president won endorsements from 3 former presidential hopefuls on the eve of primary season's single largest voting day, spanning 14 states and American Samoa. Senator Bernie Sanders casts his ballot in his home state of Vermont. Heading into Super Tuesday, Sanders leads in delegates and polling in states with the biggest prizes tonight.
We have the grassroots movement all over this country. Up to now, we have knocked on, I believe, some 2 million doors all across this country, from Maine to California. While
the 11th hour departure of 2 candidates could start to consolidate party moderates, voters remain divided over who should top the Democratic ticket.
I admire Bernie very much, and I think that he has the best shot at getting the current president out of the office.
After seeing who was left, I felt like Joe Biden was our safe bet.
But gambling on an unorthodox approach, billionaire Mike Bloomberg. He skipped earlier contests and bet big on Super Tuesday. Now he's already in Florida, which votes later this month.
You don't have to win states, you have to win delegates.
Do you want a contested convention?
Well, I don't think that I can win any other ways.
Senator Elizabeth Warren has also hinted at a contested convention. She voted in her home state, Massachusetts, this morning.
I'm here today because I believe in you.
She spends the evening in Michigan, one of several states voting next week. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Alexandria, Virginia.
Michael Bloomberg has spent more than $233 million on Super Tuesday ads, about 10 times the amount of money spent by the Biden, Sanders, and Warren campaigns combined. CBS News will have a special report tonight on the Super Tuesday results. It begins at 7 o'clock, and of course we'll have the latest results tonight at 10. And coming up in about 10 minutes, we have more Super Tuesday analysis.
In other news, Madison police are investigating after a woman's body was found on the north side this morning. A passerby saw the body near the 600 block of Woodward Drive. Police say there were no visible signs of trauma, and the medical examiner will determine the cause of death. A Madison family is shaken up after their restaurant was robbed at gunpoint last night.
Some of their employees were tied up and some were forced into a bathroom as the masked robbers took their money. Our Amanda Quintana is live outside the restaurant with the details. Amanda?
Yes, Gloria's Mexican restaurant here off of Junction Road is a family-owned business. So last night, when 5 employees were closing up, they were all family members. 2 or 3 people came in at that point. They had masks and guns, and they ordered them all to the floor. The 3 men were tied up at their wrists, and the women, the owner's aunt and sister, were forced into a bathroom as the robbers went through the employees' pockets and took off with money from the cash register. Madison police say a robbery like this, known as a takeover, and where people are tied up, hasn't happened since 2017.
Isn't like it has never happened before, but it is an unusual robbery in the sense that most of our robberies, we have somebody go in with some type of weapon, orders money, gets the money, leaves. We don't usually see people getting tied up who are our victims.
An MPD canine tracked the scent of the robbers, but it ended, leading police to think they got in a getaway car. They don't have a description because those people were masked, and it all happened so fast. The owner here didn't want to talk on camera, but he spoke to me, and he said that they open today as they do every day, and they will continue to go on with their business. This was obviously a scary situation, but this family is sticking together.
Yeah, scary indeed. Amanda Quintana reporting live from Madison's West Side. Thank you.
A state of emergency and a disaster has been declared in Tennessee after tornadoes ripped through parts of the state, including downtown Nashville.
At least 22 people are dead. Daylight images reveal the extent of the damage left behind in central Tennessee, where shocked residents are trying to pick up the pieces. At least 1 twister tore through downtown Nashville in the middle of the night, damaging an airport, leveling buildings, and tearing off roofs. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee was on the ground touring devastated communities today.
There's people's livelihood, there's businesses, there's startups, there's hope that people have to make a way, and it's all piled up there in a big pile.
Search teams are now going door to door looking for those still missing. President Trump extended his condolences and plans to assess the damage firsthand.
The biggest story globally continues to be the spread of the coronavirus. Here in Wisconsin, Governor Tony Evers is meeting with the state's political leaders to hear from health officials about what is being done to deal with the virus. That meeting is scheduled for tomorrow. So far, there is only 1 confirmed case of COVID-19 in Wisconsin. The state of Washington remains the epicenter of the nation's coronavirus outbreak. At least 8 people have died there, most of them from a Kirkland nursing home outside Seattle. Relatives are concerned that dozens may be infected but have not been tested yet. Washington Senator Patty Murray grilled health officials about delays in testing.
I have people in my state who may have been exposed. They cannot get answers about where to go.
The head of the Food and Drug Administration says a private company is close to shipping out thousands of kits to labs across the country. A second case was confirmed in New York, and the CDC says that brings the number of cases to 108 in at least 14 states. President Trump says the administration has met with officials from 30 states to help contain the virus, and that he is pushing the nation's biggest drug makers for a vaccine. Even working full speed, though, health officials say a vaccine is still a year and a half away. The Federal Reserve announced an emergency interest rate cut to support the economy, but it failed to stop the stock market from another dramatic drop. So much for yesterday's big rally on Wall Street. The virus continued to weigh on investors. The Dow fell 786 points at the close, ending the day at 25,917, an almost 3% drop. The Nasdaq was down 268 points, and the S&P 500 was off 86.
Back in Wisconsin, health officials here are urging everyone to get the flu shot if you haven't as of yet. We're still in the middle of the flu season, and getting treated for the flu could drain resources if a coronavirus outbreak happens.
If we get to a point where there are lots of cases of illness, you know, we don't want, you know, things that are more preventable. You know, if we have a vaccine for something, we just, you know, let's use that vaccine and prevent as many cases of these known illnesses as we can.
Doctors say it's never too late to get your flu shot during the flu season. Well, there's some good news today. A big week in Madison for cheesemakers from all over the world.
They're in town for the World Championship Cheese Contest at Monona Terrace, and our Eric Franke is here with more on the impact this can have for the hometown favorites. This is a big deal.
That's right. This is a big deal, and it is good news, Mark. I agree with that. There are 26 nations, 36 states represented at Monona Terrace this week. 132 classes of dairy products are being judged, but this is home turf for many of the local cheesemakers who take great pride in what it means to not only be a cheesemaker, but a Wisconsin cheesemaker. And the cheese capital of Wisconsin really is Greene County. We spoke with one longtime master cheesemaker from Edelweiss Creamery in Monticello. He just simply pulls his everyday product off his shelf and brings it to compete against the best of the best.
It helps with marketing. Obviously, you know, when you say it's the world contest, that's a big deal. And so we try to promote that as we do our marketing out to the customers. And eventually it helps. You know, people always want to try the best of the best, and our goal is to try to be there.
Now, of course, getting a gold, silver, or bronze medal to put on your cheese doesn't hurt sales. Everyone is competing against the very best in the world, judged by 55 experienced cheese graders and buyers, dairy science professors and researchers from 19 nations. Judges are supported as well by over 100 volunteers. And here's something else that's kind of cool about this. Competitors here donate over 7,000 pounds of dairy products after the judging to Second Harvest Food Bank of Southern Wisconsin. By the way, judging is open to the public through tomorrow, 9 to 4 p.m. tomorrow. Admission and samples, of course, are also free. So go down and check it out. This is the best of the best.
Yeah, it really is.
Right here in Madison.
All right, Eric, thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Still to come today at 4, as we mentioned at the top of the show, it is Super Tuesday.
What will the results from tonight's 14 contests mean for the race to the White House as it continues? We'll get some thoughts from a local political observer when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
I've always had jobs centered on helping people, but now with a nursing degree from Herzing University, I've made it a career.
Having a job was one thing, but having a career, to me, that meant something completely different. With a little hard work and a degree from Herzing University, anything is possible.
I'm possible at Herzing.
They look more modern. They don't look like the old ones, but it makes the house look nicer. The maintenance is very easy because they fold out, so I can clean them from the inside of the house, so I don't have to go outside to clean them.
You're going to love your new maintenance-free windows and the ease of operation, custom-made, whatever size you need, bay, bow, double-hung, slider. Our windows provide a healthier environment for your whole family. And remember, if we don't have the color for the outside, we'll make it for you here at Mad City Windows. Check us out at madcitywindows.com and check out our slam dunk sale. 67% off the installation of new windows for your home. No payments and no interest for 18 months. And a bonus, $500 in Mad City cash to use towards your window purchase. Now that's a slam dunk. And a bonus if you call today, a $50 restaurant.com gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call right now. Check us out. A lot of folks doing that online at madcitywindows.com.
It's the SUV for all you love, the 2020 Subaru Forester at Don Miller. Get the Forester Advantage with Subaru EyeSight Driver Assist technology and blind spot detection with rear cross traffic alert. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event, lease the Forester Premium, $269 per month plus tax. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, $1969 due at signing. No security deposit. The Forester all-wheel drive plus MPG. Don Miller Subaru, West on Odana or East Side, High Crossing Boulevard, Madison.
Don Miller.
Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Pills. You crush them. Kind of. Kale. You eat it for breakfast. Sometimes.
You go far to eliminate stubborn fat, but sometimes life gets in the way. Cool Sculpting takes you further. A non-surgical treatment that targets, freezes, and eliminates treated fat cells for good. Discuss Cool Sculpting with your doctor. Some common side effects include temporary numbness, discomfort, and swelling. Don't imagine results. See them. Cool Sculpting. Take yourself further.
Welcome back. Indonesia's most active volcano erupted overnight and was captured on video.
Mount Merapi erupted at dawn on the Indonesian island of Java, stopping residents in their tracks. For nearly 8 minutes, the volcano spewed ash and smoke over 3.5 miles into the sky. The ash even forced a nearby airport to close.
We're urging people to keep calm and stay alert, he said, and stay at least 2 miles from the peak of Merapi.
Officials say this eruption is just the latest in a series that began more than 2 years ago. It also erupted last month. They're warning that more quakes could come as the magma underground continues to move. An eruption from this volcano in 2010 killed more than 350 people.
I know it's dangerous, but it is spectacular. And why is there lightning in that?
That's a good question. We should ask Chris that.
That's Chris. Well, with the coronavirus spreading in the U.S., people are looking for ways to protect themselves.
But your local store may not have what you want. There are empty shelves at stores nationwide, and hand sanitizer is very difficult to find online. Sales were already high because of the flu season, and now coronavirus fears are creating shortages. Several major sellers that we checked with today were out of stock. Manufacturers are ramping up production, and pharmacies say they're getting their regular shipments, but it is not enough supply to meet the demand.
I came in this morning, we had a shelf full, and they were gone in a matter of an hour.
Something else that can't stay on the shelves are masks. Federal health officials are telling consumers not to buy them, worried that there won't be enough for emergency workers if the spread ever becomes severe. But that is not stopping people. Super Tuesday voting is underway this afternoon in 14 states.
The results tonight could go a long way in determining who will be the Democratic nominee to take on President Trump this fall. Brandon Schulz is president and CEO of the Wisconsin Grocers Association and part of our election night pundit panel. It's
Welcome
been a while.
Early. Good to see you, Brandon. Yeah.
So what are we going to look for tonight?
You want to look for a couple of things. You want to look at the top of the card. So this is really simple. How many delegates does Joe Biden get, and how many does Bernie Sanders get? And you're going to look at the two biggest states, California, which Sanders should do the best in, and Biden should do well in Texas. However, Bernie Sanders has been working Texas pretty well. So now you got to come across the rest of the country. You go up in New England, Sanders likely to do there. You go from North Carolina all the way to Oklahoma. That should be pretty good country for Joe Biden. Then you got some toss-up states. There's Minnesota that could go for Sanders, but maybe Biden, because Amy Klobuchar endorsed Joe Biden. So you have all this going. So you want to watch who gets how many votes. Does Joe Biden get in the 400s and Sanders gets in the 400s? That's going to be interesting.
So most of the conversation is about Sanders and Biden, but this is the first real test for Michael Bloomberg as well. It's the first time he's on the ballot. Does he have to win to justify all of the hundreds of millions of dollars that he has spent to decide if it was money? Was it a good investment?
Depends whose side you're on. I don't think there's any question that he won't win, but he has to come out respectable. Everybody's got to get 15% of the vote to be able to claim those delegates. And with a four-way race, it's a lot easier than the six-way and other beta races have. So what does Bloomberg need? Bloomberg needs votes. He needs delegates to come out of this, and he needs a respectable number to be a player. What if he comes out with 200 or 250 delegates out of all these states that we have up today? He's a player from here on out coming to Milwaukee. Same with Elizabeth Warren. What if she picks up 200 votes? And now you start to say, okay, is it a Warren-Sanders deal, or is it a Biden-Bloomberg deal? Where do they line up? Once Super Tuesday is over, they're still going to all the rest of the states to have these. They're in it for the long haul. Probably everybody except maybe Elizabeth Warren doesn't have the resources. You know, Joe Biden's back in the game. The establishment has come forward and is putting endorsements up for Joe Biden. They're giving him money. You know, you're going to hear the comeback kid pretty soon because that line come up. So.
Will Elizabeth Warren stay in if she doesn't win her home state of Massachusetts tonight?
I don't think she will, but I think she stays in. You know, I think it's the polls.
You don't think she'll win Massachusetts?
No, the polls that I've seen show Sanders doing pretty well in New England all the way through.
So, and where do the Mayor Pete and Amy votes go?
Well, you would think that the endorsement says they go to Biden, but I've seen polling, and you look at, remember they polls that say your first choice is Pete Buttigieg, but the second choice for those voters is somebody else, and they are not all Biden. So his votes could be split up between Biden and Sanders. You just really don't know, but you have to put strength in his endorsement. You have to put strength in his asking his voters to support him. Same with Klobuchar. But Sanders is expected to win Minnesota. So, you know, it's been a very crazy season. It's been hard to read where things are going to go. Each of these states, nobody's been able to call exactly correctly. Nobody called the depth of the Biden victory in South Carolina. So there's...
And he could sweep the South off that bump from South Carolina. There's 6 southern states.
Yeah, he'd go right from Virginia, North Carolina, right over to Oklahoma, pick those up, and then, you know, Colorado is probably goes to Sanders. So, you know, the polling shows that there's been a lot of movement. The polling shows that there's been a lot of swing for Bloomberg has come up. So, yeah, the money, that $500 billion he spent to get here today is, you know, it likely pays off and it keeps him in the game. I don't think anybody bails out after tonight, though, unless Elizabeth Warren gets absolutely nothing. Then I think then it's over.
It's going to be an interesting night. It's a completely different campaign than it was 2 days ago.
Oh, without a doubt. I think the seismic shift out of South Carolina, the people's opinions of, you know, is Joe Biden a viable candidate now? Should we support him? I think a lot of those questions were answered. Had he just won South Carolina by 30 or 40%, maybe it wouldn't be as strong. But that 50% plus victory for him was substantial, and it was enough to have, again, you know, you're hearing Bernie Sanders talk about the establishment's afraid of me. They're coming on board. They're ginning up, and they are. I mean, that's what's going on right now.
Happened 4 years ago as well.
We saw that happen once. It's happening again.
Brandon, thanks for being with us.
We'll be seeing a lot of you very soon.
Interesting year.
We appreciate it, Brandon. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Still to come at 4, the best things in life are free, but not all free things are the best things for your lives.
Consumer Reports looks at the hidden costs of some of those online free offers. We'll take a look at that when Live at 4 continues.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the conformist after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
We are the Thrivers. Women with metastatic breast cancer. Standing in the struggle. Hustling through the hurt. Asking for science, not sorries. Our time for more time has come. Living longer is possible and proven in women taking Kisqali plus fulvestrant or a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor. Kisqali is the only treatment in its class with proven overall survival results in 2 clinical trials, helping women live longer with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali was also significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious liver problems and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. It's our time to continue to shine because we are the Thrivers. Ask your doctor about Kisqali, the only treatment in its class proven to help women live longer in 2 clinical trials.
You know, when it comes to windows, a lower U factor means better insulation that holds in the heat. And here at Mad City Windows, our Eco Sky windows have a U factor as low as 0.17, one of the lowest U factors in the industry, if not the lowest. You're going to be amazed at the difference. Listen to Larry.
I'd say at least 20%. And we can already tell with the heating, no cold drafts, perfect windows.
It's not too late to get those old windows out and put new windows in from Mad City Windows and take advantage of our slam dunk sale. 67% off the installation of new windows for your home. No payments and no interest for 18 months. And a bonus $500 in Mad City cash to use towards your window purchase. Now that's a slam dunk. And if you call now, you get a bonus, a $50 restaurant.com gift card with your in-home estimate.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the conformis after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
Take a look at this. It's Roller Man. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, except this cyborg is on roller skate wheels. French designer Jean-Yves Blondeau is the pilot of this custom speed suit. He calls himself Roller Man. Blondeau made his first suit in 1994 and has since marveled fans the world over with 30 of them. The design's beauty is in its simplicity. You put wheels where you have edges, but the execution is where the skill lies because these suits are fast. Roller Man says he's reached speeds of over 60 miles an hour, and at age 49, Roller Man has no plans to slow down.
Well, weaving in the traffic is a little scary.
Looks like a video game.
It does.
It's incredible.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's quite a skill.
So a little snow, then a little sun, and now maybe tonight a little more snow, right?
Yes, that's going to be the case, and that's not going to be for everyone. We will figure out who the snow is going to be for right after this break, but it will not be a big deal, I can promise.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
We don't need a big deal anymore.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
A level playing field for all citizens requires both policies and personal commitment. One invaluable tool for equal accessibility for people with disabilities is the Americans with Disabilities Act, a federal law one would expect Wisconsin state government to follow responsibly. But as a News 3 Now investigation showed last week, many state agencies may be out of compliance with ADA. Brought to our attention by writer, producer, and advocate for people with disabilities Wendy Dwyer, reporter Amy Reed found nearly all agency websites had multiple, sometimes dozens of errors. Some of the errors made accessibility difficult for people with visual limitations, but there were other potential accessibility barriers as well. This is just common sense and doing the right thing. Every state agency must be in compliance with ADA. We appreciate Wendy Dwyer's bringing this to our attention, and we expect quick fixes.
Dramatically change the environment of an entire room with the addition of new bay. Bow are picture windows from Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler, Mad City Windows. Our windows, the Eco Sky windows, have durable Polytech frames. We're going to give your home an energy upgrade, less wear and tear on the replacement expenses for your heating and air both winter and summer. And you can count on us to do the job on time and on budget and during our slam dunk sale. 67% off the installation of new windows for your home. Look at this, no payments and no interest for 18 months. And a bonus, $500 in Mad City cash to use towards window purchase. Now that's a slam dunk. And if you call now, last chance in this program, you get a bonus, a $50 restaurant.com gift card with your free in-home estimate. Give us a call today. Check us out online at madcitywindows.com. Don't miss out on these special savings. Call today.
When their cry is a different kind of cry.
When you know they're sick, but are afraid to know how sick they really are.
That's when you want answers. When you need answers.
Because when it's your child,
your baby,
it's different.
This is where you'll find doctors unlike any other doctors, where we treat the untreatable and conquer the seemingly unconquerable. UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The snow dapper depth map has been one that's been fun to watch as we have gone through, well, really about the past day or so. If you remember watching at this time yesterday, a lot of this was less than an inch. But if you paid attention this morning or around noontime, we had a 1 to 3 inch snow depth across much of southern Wisconsin. Now that's going back down since we had more sunshine. Those temperatures, they were able to warm up. Here's high resolution Doppler right now. The band of snow that came through early this morning, that is long gone at this point, really moving across Lake Michigan and into the state of Michigan. But we are going to pay attention to the west. Our next little disturbance is what you see trying to form across the Dakotas right now. This is that secondary trough that's going to be zipping on towards the south and east as we go through the rest of tonight and into early tomorrow morning. In fact, here's future track. You can time that out, how that'll move just towards the south. It'll knock on the door of southern Wisconsin and then slip its way into northern Illinois as we head into tomorrow. But let's go ahead and zoom in close to home and time things out for you. Temperatures, they will begin to drop tonight, will likely start to fall into the upper 20s. This is midnight. The temperature is at 33 degrees. We still have those winds coming at us out of the west. I'm stopping the clock again now at 3 o'clock in the morning. Here's that system starting to move into the area. And notice how that really focuses in on southern parts of the state. So we're talking Madison down towards the state line. Now we're at 6 o'clock in the morning. So if you're waking up in places like Platteville, Monroe, Janesville, tomorrow morning, you may see a little snowflakes flying around the start of that commute time. If you're in Madison, there's a chance for some flakes, but the greatest threat for that is going to be further towards the south. We clear out into the afternoon again. We will see the sunshine as temperatures once again boost back up into the lower 40s. And we'll see more cloud cover coming in tomorrow night. Into Thursday morning, that next system zips in. That'll likely be further towards the north. We are more likely to be on the side of rain showers with that one, as our temperatures will be in the upper 30s as we move through the morning. But I want to show you future track snow totals. Notice how around that state line, a lot of them are upwards of an inch. So we are adding a minor accumulation clause to our forecast, and we'll essentially say that you might see about an inch or snow in some spots, but most of that's going to be to the south of Madison. I want to show you what happens this weekend, though. The colder air that we have over us, that begins to move out, and in a big way, that warmer air gets funneled in to the upper Midwest. If you like temperatures around 60, we will be flirting with them by Sunday. Our forecast high, 59 degrees rather, but not only are we going to be knocking on the door of 60, we'll see some sunshine. Sunshine on Friday, Saturday, even most of Sunday. Now, we will watch things as they develop into Monday. I like this. A T-storm is possible as we move into Monday, and by next Friday, there's a little lightning bolts in that forecast. So these are all signs of that springtime weather moving in. Obviously, no severe threats for us showing up this early in the season as of yet, but we could see some thunderstorms by the end of next week.
Near 60 on Sunday.
And it's going to be light till like 7 o'clock at night because of daylight savings.
Yes, it will be. Is it summer? I need to go swimming. I'm kidding. But it's going to feel good. It'll feel good.
It will. Chris, thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Well, they sound tempting. Online free trial offerings promising everything from grocery delivery to skin creams and dietary supplements.
But of course, few things in life are actually free with no strings attached.
As Leah Linscheid and Consumer Reports explain, some of those offers are actually designed to scam you out of your hard-earned cash.
Click here to get your first box free. Act now to claim your trial bottle. Claim your risk-free trial. Spoiler, none of these products were actually free. Luckily, tens of thousands of people who got charged for the free products in these 3 ads got their money back, but only after the Federal Trade Commission took action.
The FCC has sued companies that have engaged in this practice of offering a free trial and then later on enrolling people into a program that they didn't approve related to products from skin creams, dietary supplements, electronic cigarettes.
Complaints about not-so-free trials doubled between 2015 and 2017, and it's not surprising that so many consumers fall for them. After all, plenty of legitimate companies offer free samples all the time. So how can you tell if you're getting a deal or just getting duped?
If you're interested in a free trial offer, it's always a good practice to Google the company first and check for reviews or complaints, because that may give you warning signs that the offer is not legitimate.
Consumer Reports also says to read the fine print and check to see what the process is for getting a refund or canceling.
Check the links to make sure they work. If there's a phone number, try it. Make sure there's someone at the other end.
If you do sign up for a free trial, CR recommends keeping any receipts, emails, or screenshots from the transaction. And be sure to note the date if you have to cancel. Set a reminder in your phone's calendar. Otherwise, your credit card could be charged. And finally, have all the documentation handy in case you have to dispute any charges with your bank credit card. For News 3 Now, this is Leah Lynchide.
And credit card companies are also responding to this problem. Last year, MasterCard announced a new policy that requires a merchant offering free trials to get your permission before they can hit you with recurring charges.
And in April, Visa will require merchants offering these kinds of promotions to remind cardholders when they're near the end of a trial period. Very few things are free.
That's right.
There's more to come. Before this is free, we're talking to Brian Bott of Sports Advantage about how to keep youth athletes healthy.
And then coming up tonight at 5, political reporter Amy Reed continues our Super Tuesday coverage. What it could mean for next month's primary here in Wisconsin. That's coming up at 5.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure, and trust your heart to Entresto.
She's a janitor's daughter who has become one of the country's fiercest advocates for the middle class. She came up with an idea for a new independent agency standing up for consumers and middle-class families. She's done it while facing some very tough opposition. Fortunately, she's very tough. Elizabeth understands what I strongly believe, that a strong, growing economy begins with a strong and thriving middle class.
I'm Elizabeth Warren, and I approve this message.
It's perfect. Thank you for choosing our home. Here's a list of our favorite spots to help you live like a local. And here is our Spectrum Wi-Fi password and a channel guide to help you settle in.
Did you say Spectrum? Experience the fastest starting speeds for the price with Spectrum Internet. At 200 megabits per second, you'll enjoy faster surfing, streaming, and gaming. Switch to Spectrum Internet for $44.99 a month. Call 833-902-4499. Then lose yourself in the best in entertainment with more HD and more free on demand. With thousands of free titles to choose from and the best in live TV, there's always something on. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Plus, download the Spectrum TV app for more ways to watch. Call 833-902-4499.
It happened again. You guys were supposed to leave yesterday.
Is that my robe?
Is it?
Lose yourself in the best internet and TV with Spectrum. Switch now from $44.99 a month each, all with no contracts. Call 833-902-4499.
Tonight at 5, at least 22 people are dead after tornadoes in Tennessee overnight. A local Wisconsin mother responds to how she felt knowing her daughter was in its direct path. That's at 5.
A little more snow may fall from Madison southward overnight with up to an inch of accumulation. With high temperatures in the 40s tomorrow, it should melt pretty quickly. My forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, the World Championship Cheese Contest is underway at the Monona Terrace. We'll hear from one of the cheesemakers about what it means to win.
Look at downtown Madison, a different story than it was this morning, that's for sure. If you have a child with a passion for sports, it seems like there's never an off season anymore.
It's really true. Keeping your athlete doing what they love while staying injury-free is the mission behind one of the fastest growing sports conditioning programs in our area. Brian Bott is the owner of Sports Advantage. Brian spent 13 years as the strength and conditioning coach with the Badger football team before opening Sports Advantage in 2014. Brian, welcome.
Great to be here.
Nice to see you.
Yep.
Now, you have 2 locations now, one in Verona and one in Beaver Dam.
Correct,
as well. And what was your vision for transitioning from being with the Badger football team to opening this business? Like, what was your philosophy?
Right. Initially, I wanted to create this elaborate training facility and try and grow something like that. But what I found is trying to touch as many kids' lives as we could. We wanted to try and expand out into different communities and find communities that were really looking for some help from a training standpoint, from an injury preventative standpoint, which is really one of our big philosophies. And so that's kind of where everything has evolved over the last couple of years from our expansion.
What makes you different from other gyms, workout facilities, trainers?
We're very strong in our philosophies and what we believe in, how we train the kids, how we progress the kids, and we're a family. I think anybody that has trained at our gym before realizes that there's more than just picking up weights, running, sprinting, things like that. There's personal text messages to parents. There's a lot of other things that go into what we do at Sports Advantage. It's just athletes.
We're seeing some video here. And it's not just for high school kids or students.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, we start at age 8. We do fundamental movement, we call it youth development, and then we work into what we call strength and speed, which is our middle school into high school, and then we have our elite program for our high school kids, and our elite program is as good a program as there is anywhere in the country. It's based off of what we did, a lot of things that I did at Wisconsin, and things like that, and then also, we have, college athletes that train with us. We have NFL athletes that train with us.
Yeah, there were 2 there today when we were there.
Absolutely, yeah. We had 3 today. We had Ryan Groy, who is a free agent right now, and then Alex Erickson and Alec Ingold were in with me, and then we'll probably have some more that'll come in a couple weeks here as they get ready for camp.
So if you have a high school athlete who is hoping to play varsity sports and maybe aspire to play in college, is that sort of the sweet spot of your training? What is the benefit of doing something like this?
Really, as kids develop, one of the main things that's going to separate them is their athleticism. Because anybody can learn skills of the game, how to hit a baseball, how to shoot a free throw, things like that. Athleticism is really the big separator in today's day and age. And so really focusing more of your kids' development on not only the skill, but also the development of their bodies, their minds, is really going to give them an edge in their performance as athletes.
What do you think about one sport athletes?
Oh, boy.
How much time do we have?
We're the firm belief that, and I believe this as a father and as a business owner, that kids should play sports until either a coach tells them that they can't anymore or that they just lose their love for the game. And there are really, really good players out there in our community that can play one sport and get away with it. That's, I think, where we come in as well. If you're going to specialize in one sport, you better make sure that your son or daughter is involved in a performance-type training to offset the overuse injuries that they could incur. Excuse me.
And you have a nutrition component, too, that you deal with.
We deal with a lot of different aspects of performance. So we talk to our kids all the time about hydration, about sleep. Our nutritional systems that we offer at the gym are world-class. We've seen some great results from adults, athletes, things like that. So we hit the whole spectrum of development because what you put in your body and the amount of time you sleep, those are the best recovery products or best recovery systems for young athletes.
Different world than when I was in school, that's for sure.
Me too.
Sports Advantage has 2 locations, as we mentioned, Verona and Beaver Dam. For class schedules and more information, go to sportsadvantage.com.
And remember, it's Advantage. That's
absolutely EDGE.
Right, not Advantage.
Thanks again.
Thanks.
Brian, great to see you.
Awesome.
Still to come at 4, visiting Los Angeles has never been easier with new nonstop service from the Dane County Regional Airport.
But where to stay once you land? Well, we'll get some suggestions next. It's Travel Tuesday on Live at 4. That's coming up.
One of our favorite Portage families here at the Portage Furniture Store, the Ayers family, that has grown a little bit since, yeah, he says high five. That's right. Since the last time we were here.
We sure have. Austin and I, proud 3rd generation owners, and now we're working on our 4th generation. we've seen generations of customers come through, and I think we take a lot of joy in seeing, hey, my parents bought from your dad, or bought from your uncles, or bought from your grandpa, and now Austin and I get to enjoy that ourselves.
How much fun is it on the days you come back into town and the three of you are together?
It's very special. Like I said, the longevity from when my dad and uncle started in 1940 to now, very special.
We're very, very proud to showcase predominantly American-made brands and companies that we've worked with for a very long time. We have a number of great lines, including Serta mattresses, Smith Brothers, FlexSteel, Lazy Boy, and England.
And not everyone has the Ayers last name, but everybody here, I know you guys consider family.
Yeah, we really have some wonderful people here, including, 2 salespeople, Rosie and Punky, who have been here with us from the very beginning, and we're really thankful for them.
Yeah, they really make you guys, they're the ones who make you all look good.
Yeah, they are.
No doubt.
And we need all the help we can get.
Yeah, well, he said it. Right? What are some of the biggest things that sets you guys apart?
The free delivery. Yeah.
They still got it. I was wondering.
We do.
Glad to hear it.
And on top of a first-class free delivery service, we're very proud of our huge selection of top name brand furniture at guaranteed low prices.
Well, with the free delivery, we've got a lot of stops, but I'm glad you're helping me. From the Portage Furniture Store, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison. He's excited.
The ups and downs of frequent mood swings can plummet you to extreme lows, lift you to intense highs, or make you feel both at once. Overwhelmed by bipolar 1 symptoms? Ask about Vraylar. Some medications only treat the lows or the highs. Vraylar effectively treats depression, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1. Full spectrum relief of all symptoms with just 1 pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction. Or uncontrollable muscle movements may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Metabolic changes may occur. Movement dysfunction, restlessness, sleepiness, stomach issues are common side effects. When bipolar 1 overwhelms, Vraylar helps smooth the ups and downs.
All right, it's traffic time. Let's go ahead and show you guys how things are playing out for us. This is the Beltline at Todd Drive right now. We are certainly seeing increased traffic volume along with some slower speeds, as always, especially in the eastbound direction. It starts at Verona Road. It takes you all the way to John Nolan. Your average speeds right now are in that 19 to 25 mile per hour range. So if you're headed anywhere on the Beltline, yes, this is the time of day that you will need to be just a little bit patient out there for us, folks. All right, here's downtown and right around campus. You're talking Johnson and University. There are a few brake lights, but it's not all that bad. As you work outbound on Park Street, right around Fish Hatchery, you have a couple brake lights as well, which of course there's that traffic light there. We'll continue to watch the routes as we go through the rest of this afternoon. Of course, that slowest route, it's the Beltline eastbound from Verona Road to John Nolan. That's taking you 11 minutes with an average speed of 24.
Maybe they're on the ground somewhere?
Yeah, roll down the street.
Roll down the street. Maybe you should look at your hands.
3-year-old Jack gets a huge smile on his face after discovering his glasses were in his hand the entire time. Jack, we can relate.
Yes, how many times have we all done that? That's so cute.
Well, it's time for another Travel Tuesday.
If you're looking for a great family vacation, spring break is coming up. Christopher Parr, the founder of Pursuitus.com, is here with some ideas for us on this Travel Tuesday, and you're doing a little California dreaming this time.
Absolutely.
New nonstop flight from Madison to LA.
Correct.
Pretty reasonable?
Very affordable. So right now you can be in LA in 3 hours. So with direct flights with United. And I looked at the prices for, I just came back from LA and looked for prices upcoming, and they're about $330 round trip direct flights.
That's not pretty reasonable. Yeah.
So within 3 hours you can go from the snow in the Badger State to palm trees in LA.
That sounds wonderful. Now where to stay when you get there?
So where to stay? So I just came back and I stayed at 4 unique different properties. properties. The first is Beverly Wilshire. It is a Four Seasons hotel. It's very high end, located in the heart of Beverly Hills. So it's an iconic 100-year-old property, historic property, and it's great shopping, great restaurants, luxury suites, and they have a Wolfgang Puck restaurant on site called Cut, and another restaurant called the Boulevard.
But this is going to cost you some money.
It's definitely a more expensive property. They also filmed the movie Pretty Woman there 30 years ago, and they are having a special, a $300,000 Pretty Woman package where you can go have a private signature suite, go to private shopping at Rodeo Drive, and meet Wolfgang Puck, and go to tons of other activities.
$300,000 a person.
Correct, for a couple.
Oh, for a couple. All right. Moving on.
Yes. What if you want to bring your kids?
So for a different twist is Disneyland. And so the iconic Disneyland Hotel is turning 65 years old this year. And so it's a great place to go for that family activity. So you have, this is Walt Disney's original theme park, very quaint, Anaheim. And you can have, wonderful rides from, Toad's Wild Ride, It's a Small World, Peter Pan, but then you can turn left and go into, the new Star Wars land. It's at the Galaxy's Edge. This is a $100 billion new attraction that they developed dedicated to all things Star Wars. And you can have a drink at the cantina, ride Rise of the Resistance, and also make your own droid. And
you brought a souvenir?
Yes, and make your own lightsaber. So
very cool. You went to the gift shop, or did you make that?
You make it yourself. You customize the handle, the color. It's a very, very exclusive experience.
All right, now we're heading to the ranch?
The ranch. So 35 minutes away from LA, you can go down the coast, Pacific Highway, and go to the ranch at Laguna Beach. This is a eco-friendly, sustainable lodge right in a beautiful canyon. It's a very beautiful private excursion. And it's also been named National Geographic's Unique Lodge of the World.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, finally the Ritz.
So the Ritz. So one of my favorite hotels, just farther down the coast, is the Ritz-Carlton Laguna Niguel. It's white sand beaches. It's world-class surfing. It's amazing. It's on the bluffs overlooking the Pacific coast, and it's one of my favorite hotels, and very high end. And what's great also about it is only 5 minutes away is Dana Point Harbor, where you can go to dolphin and whale watching.
But again, bring your wallet.
Definitely.
bring a fat wallet.
All of these are only 4 hours away on United.
And at this point, you think it's still safe to fly domestically with the coronavirus fears?
I'm absolutely, again, having just done this myself, I'm definitely safe to fly domestically. Bring hand sanitizer, clean your phone, don't touch your face, those type of best practices.
Right.
But would I take a cruise or go to China or Italy? I would probably think twice about that.
Yeah. All right, Christopher. Yeah. Good advice as usual. Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you.
We'll be right back with the final check of your forecast.
I didn't choose this exact type of metastatic breast cancer, but I did pick clarity by knowing I have a treatment that goes right at it.
Discover Piqray, a treatment that specifically targets PIK3CA mutations in HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC. Piqray is taken with fulvestrant after progression on hormone therapy and helps people live longer without disease progression. Do not take Piqray if you've had severe allergic reactions to it or any of its ingredients. Piqray can cause serious side effects, including severe allergic and skin reactions, high blood sugar levels and diarrhea that are common and can be severe, and pneumonitis. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms of severe allergic reactions or high blood sugar while taking Piqray. Your doctor will monitor your blood sugar before and during treatment, and more often if you have type 2 diabetes. Before starting, tell your doctor if you have a history of diabetes, skin reactions, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Common side effects include rash, nausea, tiredness, weakness, decreased appetite, mouth sores, vomiting, weight loss, hair loss, and changes in some blood tests. Ask your doctor about Piqray.
Spend more time on your health, not your drive to the gym. Anytime Fitness has 40 area locations, so they're close to home and work. Get more strength training, more cardio, and more coaching at Anytime Fitness. Now, get a 2-week membership at Anytime Fitness for just $2.
Here at Harker Heating and Cooling of Madison, we are proudly celebrating over 70 years of excellence. A lot can change in 70 years, but some things never do, like our commitment to providing our customers with 100% satisfaction every single day. When you make that call to Harker, you can rest assured that a team of qualified, trustworthy, skilled individuals are ready to address your home service concerns. Harker Heating and Cooling, your hometown heroes for over 70 years.
Harker.
Parker Heating and Cooling.
Hi everyone, Wednesday morning we'll be taking a closer look at the results from Super Tuesday and what it could mean for Wisconsin's primary next month.
And even if you aren't worried about coronavirus, you might be worried about what it's doing to your savings.
We'll explain why starting at 4:30.
Maybe a little snow south of Madison.
Yeah, that's going to be very possible, and it won't be a lot at all. Overnight lows are going to fall down into the upper 20s, and again, most of that snow will likely be south of Madison. Now, we'll see the sunshine again tomorrow. Temperatures will top out into the lower 40s.
All right. Thank you. We'll be right back.